Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, December 22nd, 2023. Final show before Christmas. We have a lot to do. NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer. The NHL nice or naughty list. We'll talk about the season finale of The Masked Singer. News and notes. And then best bet and Fab Five. We'll start with the NFL. Thursday Night Football was a closer game, quite frankly, than it should have been, as the Rams defeat the Saints 30-22. As the Rams go to 8-7, New Orleans drops to 7-8. So we have a couple of Saturday games for you at 4 o'clock on NBC of Bengals Steelers. My line here is Steelers by 4, total 39.5. This game the Steelers absolutely have to win. Mason Rudolph is starting, which is not great. And here we have Bengals 2.5, total 37.5. I'm going to take the Steelers plus the points and plus 128. Listen, it's like I can't quit this team sometimes, but quite frankly, they're the team that's more desperate, and they're home, and they deserve to be a home underdog without Kenny Pickett, because Jake Browning is so much better than any of what the Steelers have right now. And at 8 o'clock on Peacock, Bills Chargers. My line is Bills 9.5, total 44.5. It's 12.5 and 43.5. I'm taking the Chargers plus the points just to cover. All right, Christmas Eve Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS. You have the Browns and the Texans. My line is Browns by 1, total 43 and 7/20, and it is 2.5 and 40.5. I like the over. Even without Stroud, I kind of like the over in that game. On CBS, the Commanders and the Jets. My line is Jets by a half, total 42 and 9/10, and it's 3 and 37.5. I'll take the over here too. Also on CBS, Seahawks Titans. My line Seahawks by a half, total 34 and a 10th, and it's 3 and 41.5. Under. That is way too high of a number. On Fox, Colts Falcons. My line Falcons by a half, total 44 and 4/5. And why are the Falcons favored? The Colts deserve to be favored here, although I do make the Falcons a favorite. I have to take the Colts by default, plus the 2.5, and I think they probably will win outright. They're plus 116. On Fox, you have the Panthers hosting the Packers. My line's Packers 1.5, total 41 and 7/10. And we have 4.5 and 37.5. So for this one, I'm going to go with the over 2. On Fox, Lions Vikings. Mine's Lions by 4, total 44 and 3/4, and it's 3 and 47. Under. That's a little too high for the Vikings in terms of points. Okay, 4 o'clock window on CBS. You have the Jaguars at the Buccaneers. Mine's Bucks by 2, total 43 and 13/20. And it's Bucks by 3, total 41.5. Over. I think the Bucks deserve to be favored here, and there's a reason the Bucks are favored. On Fox at 4:25, Cardinals Bears. My line is the Bears by 4, total 43 and 9/10, and it's 4.5 and 43. Boy, all my lines are so close this week. Slight over. Game of the week on Fox, Cowboys Dolphins. My line is the Dolphins 2.5, total 52 and 1/4, and it's 1.5 and 50.5. I can't believe this, but it's slight over. And last but not least, on Sunday night, Christmas Eve on NHL Network. Or NFL Network. Oh my God. I can't believe I just did that. On NFL Network, Patriots Broncos. That's an awful game. My line is the Broncos by 9.5, total 39 and 9/10. And it's 6.5 and 34.5. I like the over. I think the Broncos are going to score on the Patriots. And then Christmas Day triple header. 1 o'clock on CBS, Raiders Chiefs. Men's Chiefs 7.5, total 37 and 7/10, and it's 10 and 40.5. So I like the under for this one. 4:30 on Fox, Giants Eagles. My line's Eagles 11.5, total 44 and 13/20, and it's 13.5 and 43. I have to take the Giants plus the points to cover. I hate it, but that's the move. And then the game of the weekend the game of Christmas on 8:15 on ABC, Ravens 49ers. My line's 49ers by 4.5, total 44 and 4/5, and it's 5.5 and 46.5. So for this one, I'm gonna do a slight under. Okay, college football. We will go over the result from yesterday and look ahead to the bowl games coming up tonight and the weekend. All right, so yesterday, Syracuse loses to South Florida 45-0 as South Florida gets the big win in the bowl game, and Syracuse was missing their quarterback and their lead receiver. Good for South Florida. What an impressive win for them. That's a program to look out for next season. And then tonight, an early game, 6:30, the Gasparilla Bowl from Tampa, Georgia Tech, UCF, from Raymond James in Tampa. My line for this game is UCF by 1.5, total 59 and 4/5. And it is 5.5 and 66.5. I like the under. I think that is a high total. And some of these bowls have been unders. So I like under 66.5. I just think that there's going to be less points than that number suggests. All right, the Saturday bowl slate. It's a big one. 12 o'clock on ABC, the Birmingham Bowl, Troy Duke. My line is Troy by 10.5, total 48. No Riley Leonard for Duke. And it's 7.5 and 44.5. So I'm going to go with the over in this one. I think that one's actually low. And on ESPN, the Camellia Bowl between Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. My line's Northern by 1.5, total 52 and 3/4. And it's Arkansas State by 3, total 54.5. I'm going to take Northern Illinois plus the 3 and plus 126 outright. 3:30 on ABC, the Armed Forces Bowl, James Madison and Air Force. My line is James Madison by 9, total 49 and 3/5, and it is 1.5 and 4. What? What? Like, that is insane. Just because it's the Armed Forces Bowl doesn't mean that, like, Air Force is close to a favorite. Like, because obviously this isn't a game I think will mean a lot to Air Force being in this bowl, but I cannot believe the line. But the bet's the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points in that game. The Idaho Potato Bowl, 3:30 on ESPN, Georgia State and Utah State. From Boise, I have Pick'em in 62.25. It's Utah State 1.5, total 59.5. I like the over in that game a lot. The 68 Ventures Bowl, 7 o'clock on ESPN, South Alabama and Eastern Michigan. My line is Pick'em in 48 and 11/20. And it's 17.5 total 40. That's ridiculous. Give me Eastern Michigan plus the points. That is way too many points. And then the Vegas Bowl, 7:30 on ABC, Utah Northwestern from Allegiant Stadium. My line's Northwestern by 3, total 45 and 9/20. And it's Utah 6.5, total 41.5. I'm taking Northwestern plus the points, plus 195 outright. Northwestern's had a great season, and I think they're going to try hard. So I like Northwestern plus the points, plus 195 outright. And last but not least, the Hawaii Bowl, 10:30 on ESPN, Coastal Carolina and San Jose State from Honolulu. My line, San Jose State by 7, total 55 and 9/10. And it's 10 and 48.5. I like the over in this game a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of points in this one. Okay, college basketball. We will very quickly go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the weekend coming up and Monday, obviously, as well. West Carolina beats Brescia 85-47. Sacramento beats Dartmouth 65-57. Moore State beats Dallas Slade 101-39. Charleston Southern beats Kentucky Christian 103-79. Central Con beats Fordham 82-80. Mercer beats T.H. Moss 98-75. Eastern Michigan beats Hampton 72-69. Texas Tech beats Arlington 77-66. Youngstown beats Navy 75-65. Monmouth beats Manhattan 77-71. Harvard beats Holy Cross 74-72. George Washington beats Alcorn 79-75. And Carter beats UIC 67-66. Quinnipiac beats Lafayette 78-60. LaSalle beats Rosemount 107-41. Jacksonville State beats Little Rocks 90-60. UNC Greensboro beats Owensburg 135-57. Nevada beats Temple 80-56. Wake beats Presbyterian 91-68. Weber State beats Parkview Gilbert 90-39. Northern Colorado beats Air Force 83-79. Sac State beats Bethesda 145. Syracuse beats Niagara 83-71. Vatech beats American 77-55. NCAT beats Coastal Carolina 85-82. TC beats Old Dominion 111-87. Number 9 Kentucky beats Louisville 95-76. BC beats Lehigh 85-69. Cleveland State beats Western Michigan 90-77. Ohio State beats New Orleans 78-36. New Hampshire beats Rhode Island 81-71. Number 1 Purdue beats Jacksonville 157. Number 8 Tennessee beats Tarleton 65-46. Akron beats Gardner-Webb 94-90 in OT. Michigan beats Stony Brook 90-55. Michigan State. Penn State beats Lemoyne 72-55. Davidson beats SC Upstate 62-59. Arkansas beats Abilene Christian 83-73. IUPUI beats Defiance 90-67. Green Bay beats EMSO 79-46. Oregon State beats Idaho State 76-57. Richmond beats Buffalo 72-66. Colorado beats Utah Tech 98-71. Troy beats Eastern Kentucky 88-81. Central Michigan beats Detroit 75-63. Wilmington beats Marshall 78-69. Asheville beats App State 76-63. Iona beats Colgate 85-65. Norfolk State beats South Dakota State 84-65. Sanford beats Texas Southern 87-65. FIU beats Maine 82-74. Charleston beats St. Joe's 89-82. Pepperdine beats William & Mary 72-59. Fairleigh Dickinson loses to Fairfield 92-69. UCF beats Florida A&M 69-56. Number 3 Houston beats Texas State 72-37. South Alabama beats Alabama A&M 83-67. St. Thomas beats River Falls 104-51. Miami beats Stonehill 97-59. Northern Iowa beats Northern Illinois 76-63. Minnesota beats Ball State 80-63. Bradley beats Edwardsville 75-64. Army beats UTSA 63-53. Riverside beats Idaho 82-67. Illinois State beats Southeast Missouri 85-64. Iowa State beats Eastern Illinois 80-48. Indiana beats North Alabama 83-66. Kansas State beats Wichita State 69-60. San Diego State beats Stanford 74-60. Oregon beats Kent State 84-70. UC Davis beats UC Merced 80-57. LSU beats Lamar 87-66. Washington beats Eastern Washington 73-66. Georgia Tech beats UMass 73-70. Utah beats Wyoming 78-67. San Diego beats South Dakota 69-66. St. Mary's beats Northern Kentucky 92-56. UNLV beats Hofstra 74-56. Cal Poly beats Omaha 66-53. Wazoo beats Boise 66-61. And Hawaii beats Portland 69-56. Another big window today, but not as big as yesterday. First up is Drexel Bryant. My line is Bryant by 2. And it is Drexel 3.5 total, 133.5. Give me Bryant in the points, plus 140 outright. St. Mary's, Maryland, and Loyola we can skip. UMass Lowell, BU. My line is Lowell by 2. And it's 4.5, 138.5. I'll take BU in the points. Number 20, James Madison in Morgan State at 1. My line is JMU by 14. It's 19.5 and 116.5. I'll take the points. Vermont and Miami of Ohio. My line is Vermont by 4 3/4, and it's 6.5 and 138.5. I'll take the over. 2 o'clock, Cornell, Robert Morris. My line is Cornell by 9 1/4, and it's 7.5 and 161.5. That's a high total. Give me the under. Chattanooga, Milwaukee. My line is Chattanooga 1 1/4, and it's 2.5 and 152.5. I'll take the over. George Mason, Tulane. My line is Tulane 10 1/4, and it's 4.5 and 156.5. I'll lay it with Tulane. Bucknell, Merrimack. My line is Merrimack 6.5, and it is 7.5 and 126.5. I'll take the over. Siena Brown. My line is Brown by 7 3/4, and it's 11.5 and 133.5. I'll take the points. Albany, South Florida. My line is South Florida by 11 3/4, and it's 11.5 and 150.5. I'll take the under. A&M Corpus Christi, number 16, Texas, or number 19, Texas on the Longhorn Network at 3. My line's Texas by 23 3/4, and it is 23.5 and 149.5. I'll take the over. Drake, UAB. My line is Drake by 10 3/4, and it's 3.5 151.5. I'll lay with Drake. North Florida, Georgia. My line is Georgia by 16 1/4, and it's 15.5, and we don't have a total yet. I'm going to see. There's a total here, 149.5. Over. Nichols, Towson. My line is Towson 6.5, and it's 7.5 and 131.5. I'll take the over. Montana State, Cal State, Northridge. This is now 4 o'clock. The Northridge 3.5, and it's 5.5 144.5. I'll take the points. Grambling, Florida. My line is Florida 18, and it is 25.5 and 146.5. I'll take the points. Diamond Head, Nevada, TCU, 5 o'clock ESPN2. My line is TCU 7.5, and it's 2.5 149.5. I'll lay the points with TCU. Queens, number 18, Clemson. My line's Clemson 22 1/4, and it's 21.5 and 154.5. I'll take the over. CBS Sports Network, SMU, Murray State. My line's SMU by 13 1/4, and it's 5.5 141.5. I'll lay the points with SMU. Elon, South Carolina, SEC Network. My line is South Carolina by 9, and it's 17.5 and 147.5. I'll take Elon in the points. Fox Sports 1 7 o'clock. Georgetown, number 6, Marquette. My line's Marquette 12.5, and it's 17.5 and 150.5. I'll take the points of Georgetown to cover. Miss Valley State, number 10, Baylor. My line's Baylor by a whopping 39 1/4, and it's 39.5 total, 139.5. I'll take the over. Stetson, Cincinnati. Mine's Cincy 6.5, and it's 19.5 148.5. I'll take Stetson in the points. Southern Indiana and Southern Illinois. Mine's Southern Illinois by 8, and it's 16.5 134.5. I'll take the points with Indiana, Southern. Canisius, High Point. My line's Canisius by 1. I know High Point's definitely favored. Yes, 8.5, so 151.5. I'll take Canisius in the points to cover. Winthrop, Florida State. My line is Florida State by 2, and it's 8.5 149.5. I'll take Winthrop in the points. UMass, VCU. My line's VCU 22 3/4, and it's 25.5 and 135.5. I'll take the points. Binghamton, Bonaventure. My line is Bonaventure by 16. It's 14.5 143.5. I'll take the under. Diamond Head Classic 7:30. Temple, Old Dominion. My line's Temple by 3/4, and it's 3.5 and 147. I'll take Old Dominion plus the points. 8 o'clock, Yale, number 2, Kansas. My line's Kansas 18.5, And it's 15.5 and 142.5. I'll lay the points at Kansas. I'm actually excited for that. Big Ten, Chicago State, number 24, Wisconsin wins Wisconsin by 31. And I don't see a line for this yet. Oh, here it is. 23.5 and 132.5. I'll lay it with Wisconsin. New Mexico State, Tulsa. My line is Tulsa 13 3/4. And it's 6.5 and 145.5. I'll lay it with Tulsa. Fresno, San Francisco. My line is San Fran by 14.5. And then it's 11.5, 131.5. I'll lay it. Louisiana, Rice. My line is Rice 7 3/4. And it's 4.5, 147.5. I'll lay the points. Ohio, Austin, P. My line's Ohio 2 3/4. And it's 4.5 and 138.5. I'll take the over. Alabama State, Auburn. My line is Auburn 22. And it's 30.5 and 148.5. I'll take the points. Marist, Notre Dame on the ACC Network. Line's Notre Dame by 2. And it's 5.5 and 126.5. I'll take Marist in the points. SEC Network, Houston Christian, Texas A&M. My line's A&M by 19 1/4. And it's 33.5 and 152.5. I'll take the points. 8:30, Middle Tennessee, Southern Utah. My line's Middle by 10 1/4. And it's Southern Utah by 2.5, total 139.5. I'll take Middle in the points and plus 122 outright. From St. Louis, number 13, Illinois, Missouri, 9 o'clock, Fox Sports 1. My line's Missouri as a 6.5 point home underdog. Oh, not really home, but neutral. And it's Illinois 6.5, total 149.5. I'll take the over, but I don't feel good about it. Bellarmine, number 17, BYU. Mine's BYU by 17 3/4. And it's 27.5, 141.5. I'll take Bellarmine in the points. East Tennessee State, Utah State. My line's Utah State by 8. And 17.5, total 142.5. I'll take East Tennessee State in the points. On ESPN2, Maryland, UCLA. My line is UCLA by 2, and it's 3.5 and 129.5. I'll take the over. That's a low total. 10 o'clock, you have number 16, Colorado State and Loyola Marymount. Mine's Marymount 2 3/4. And it's Colorado State 5.5, total 147.5. I'll take Marymount plus the points and plus 172 outright. Diamond Head Classic, 11 o'clock, ESPN2, Georgia Tech, Hawaii. My line's Hawaii 4 1/4, and it's 1.5, 103.5. I'll lay the points. And then last but not least, 1 o'clock a.m. tonight, Diamond Head, UMass, and Portland. My line is Portland by 2.5. And it's UMass 7.5, total 159.5. I'll take Portland plus the points and plus 235 outright. All right, the weekend's not busy. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Butler, Providence, Big Ten, Miss State, Rutgers. 1 o'clock, LAU, Mount St. Mary's, Penn Rider, Detroit, NC State on the ACC Network, Toledo, West Virginia, 2 o'clock. Number 25, Old Dominion, Southern Miss, Texas, Arlington, North Texas, Fox Sports 1, Seton Hall, Xavier, Kennesaw, Asheville, 3 o'clock on Fox. Number 4, Arizona, number 14, FAU. This is in Vegas. 4 o'clock on CBS, Vandy at number 23, Memphis, Fox Sports 1, Villanova, DePaul, SEC Network, Eastern Kentucky, Alabama, 5 o'clock, Duquesne, Santa Clara, 8 o'clock on Fox, St. John's at number 5, UConn, and then Missouri State, St. Mary's. And then Christmas Eve, Diamond Head Classic's going to be on Christmas Eve this year instead of Christmas Day. So 1:30, 3:30, 6:30, and 8:30. And 8:30 is probably the title game because it's last. So that's different. Okay, now move on to the NBA. We will recap the games from yesterday, look ahead to tonight, and then obviously Christmas Day, which is going to be a lot of fun. Jazz over to Pistons 119-111, Pelicans over to Cavs 123-104, Bulls over to Spurs 114-95, Grizz over to Pacers 116-103, Bucks over to Magic 118-114, Thunder over to Clippers 134-115, T-Wolves over to Lakers 118-111, and the Wizards over to Blazers 118-117. Small window tonight, 7 o'clock, Raptors, Sixers. Mine Sixers 11 3/4, total 229 and 4/5. And it's 8 and 230.5. I'm laying 8 with the Sixers. NBA TV, Nuggets, Nets at 7:30. Mine's Nuggets 8 3/4, total 228 and 1/5. And it's 4.5 and 231.5. I'm laying 4.5 with the Nuggets. Nets are unhealthy. 8 o'clock, Hawks, Heat. Marlins Heat 3 3/4, total 235 and 7/20, and it's 1.5 and 237. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Heat. Mavs Rockets. Marlins Rockets 15, total 228 and 1/4, and it's 8 and 224.5. I don't see how the Rockets still win by double digits. I'm laying the 8. Everybody's hurt on Dallas. 10 o'clock on ESPN, Warriors hosting the Wiz. Marlins Warriors 15.5, total 238, and it's 12 and 246. I'm taking the under. And last but not least, Suns Kings. Again, I feel like these teams play each other all the time. Marlins the Kings by 9.5, total 232 and 11/20. And it is 3.5 and 244. Under. Saturday's loaded. 12:30 NBA TV, Bucks Knicks, 3:30 Celtics Clippers, 7 o'clock Nuggets Hornets, Magic Pacers, Rockets Pelicans, 7:30 Grizzlies Hawks, Pistons Nets, Jazz Raptors, 8 o'clock Cavs Bulls, Lakers Thunder, 8:30 Spurs Mavs, Blazers Warriors, and 10 o'clock T-Wolves Kings. All right, Christmas Day, 12 o'clock on ESPN, you have the Bucks and the Knicks. The Bucks are 3.5 or 3-point favorites. So I'm not going to pick spread total and whatnot yet because of injuries and whatnot. But I'll pick the game straight up for now. Revenge spot after losing in the in-season tournament. Feels like the Knicks win. 2:30 on ABC, Warriors Nuggets. Denver's giving 5.5. Oh my god. I love the Nuggets minus the points. Oh my god. I'm probably betting on that. 5 o'clock ABC and ESPN, Celtics Lakers. This is the game of Christmas. Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy are no longer there, but Mike Breen is. And he's going to be joined by Doris Burke and Doc Rivers. I keep calling Doc Mark for some reason. But yeah, Doc Rivers, Doris Burke. Whole gang's there. Boston's a 4.5-point favorite. I feel like this is a game the Lakers could have for. I think the home dog wins here too. 8 o'clock on ESPN, Sixers Heat. The Heat are favored by 1.5. Joel Embiid's going to be mad that he's an underdog in this game. I think Philly probably wins that. And then on ESPN, 10:30, Mavs Suns. Suns are giving 5.5. And the Suns, I think, will win that one going away, just like the Warriors Nuggets. I think the Nuggets will win that one going away as well. All right, the NHL. We have the holiday break approaching us. So we'll go over the results from yesterday. And we'll look ahead to tonight and Saturday. Sabres over the Leafs 9-3. Lightning over the Golden Knights 5-4. Blues over the Panthers 4-1. Preds over the Flyers 4-2. Pens over the Canes 2-1 shootout. Caps over the Jackets 3-2 OT. Devils lose at home to the Oilers 6-3. Stars over the Canucks 4-3 OT. Wild over the Habs 4-3 OT. Avs over the Sens 6-4. Flames over the Ducks 3-0. And the Coyotes over the Sharks 5-2. Only 4 games tonight. 7 o'clock, you have the Flyers against the Red Wings. Red Wings minus 130, Flyers plus 115, over under 6.5, overs plus 106, unders minus 130. Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 15, Red Wings minus 1.5 is plus 176. I like the over. 7:30 on ESPN Plus and Hulu, Oilers Rangers from the Garden. Rangers minus 146, Edmonton plus 122, over under 6.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Oilers plus 1.5 is minus 192. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 158. I absolutely adore the over in this game. 8 o'clock, Bruins Jets. Bruins minus 122. Jets plus 102. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Bruins minus 1.5 is plus 198. Jets plus 1.5 is minus 245. I'm going to go with the under in that one. And then 8:30, Habs Blackhawks. Blackhawks minus 118. Habs minus 102. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 104. Unders minus 128. Habs plus 1.5 is minus 250. Blackhawks minus 1.5 is plus 202. I like the Blackhawks at home at minus 118. And then Saturday's loaded. 2 o'clock, NHL Network, Stars, Preds. 3 o'clock, Golden Knights, Panthers. 7 o'clock, Pens, Sens. Red Wings, Devils. Lightning, Caps. Leafs, Jackets. Bruins, Wild. Isles, Canes. Sabres, Rangers. So Knicks and Rangers both home tomorrow. Interesting. 8 o'clock, Blackhawks, Blues, Kraken, Ducks. 9 o'clock, Coyotes, Avs. 10 o'clock, Sharks, Canucks. And then Flames, Kings. All right, now move on to soccer. We don't have much soccer to get into, but we do have some results from yesterday and look ahead to today and the weekend. So Crystal Palace, Brighton, 1-1 draw. So best bet was a loser. I don't have time to pick these. 3 o'clock, Aston Villa, Sheffield United today. And then Saturday, Man City, Brentford got postponed. 7:30, West Ham, Man United. 10 o'clock, Fulham, Burnley, Luton, Newcastle. Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Everton. 12:30, Liverpool and Arsenal. And then Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock a.m., Wolves, Chelsea. Serie A, 12:30, Empoli, Lazio, Sassuolo, Genoa, 2:45, Monza, Fiorentina, and Salernitana, Milan. And then Saturday, 6:30, Frosinone, Juventus, 9 o'clock, Bologna, Atalanta, Torino, Udinese, 12 o'clock, Verona, Cagliari, Inter Milan, Lecce, and 2:45, AS Roma, and Napoli. La Liga from yesterday, Cadiz, Real Sociedad, 0-0 draw. Betis, Girona, 1-1 draw. Real Madrid over Alaves, 1-0. And Mallorca over Osasuna, 3-2. And then tomorrow at 10:15 a.m., you have Atletico and Sevilla. So, Club World final today at 1 o'clock, Man City and Fluminense. And that's why the Man City game's postponed. So that makes sense. Man City's minus 430, Fluminense plus 750, the draw's plus 490. I'm going under 2.5 goals plus 118. And then the third place game's 9:30 this morning is Urawa and Al-Ali. Al-Ali's plus 115. Urawa's plus 185. The draw's plus 660. And we're going with Al-Ali at plus 115. And in Saudi Pro League from yesterday, Al-Khalij over Al-Faya 3-0. Damak over Al-Tai 3-0. And Al-Hilal over Abba 7-0. Today, 10 o'clock, Al-Hazim and Al-Ali. Al-Nasser and Al-Atifaq. And Al-Akhdud and Al-Shabab. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, Al-Tawun and Al-Fateh. And 1 o'clock, Al-Ittihad and Al-Raid. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock, Al-Weda and Al-Rayada. And then we have ELC today, 2:45, Bristol City Hull and Swansea Preston. Tomorrow's busy, 7:30, Leeds and Ipswich, 10 o'clock, Blackburn, Watford, Leicester, Rotherham, Borough, West Brom, Norwich City, Huddersfield, Plymouth, Birmingham, QPR, Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, Stoke, Millwall, and Sunderland, and Coventry. All right, so that's it for soccer. NHL, nice or naughty, real quick. We're going to go division by division. And we'll do nice or naughty. We'll begin in the Atlantic Division. The Buffalo Sabres, the naughty list. This team just never puts it together. I'm sorry, they just don't. The Boston Bruins are on the... Ooh. I'm going the naughty list only because they threw the 3-1 lead in the first round as the President's Trophy winners. Florida, the nice list. They made the Stanley Cup final last year, and they know they have a star, Matt Tkachuk. Detroit, this is a hard one. You could go either way with this. But I'm going to say the naughty list because they're like Buffalo. They really haven't put it together yet. Montreal, the naughty list. They're just a bad team. I know they have young talent, though. Ottawa, really, really naughty list. They have the least amount of points in the Eastern Conference, and they fired their coach. Tampa Bay. This is a hard one, but I'll put them on the naughty list only because they have not lived up to expectations the last couple of years, pretty much since they won the cup, and they are just kind of in a reboot right now. And in Toronto, they're on the naughty list until they make the Stanley Cup final. They're like the Cowboys of this era and some other teams. So, naughty list. Metro Division. Carolina. This is a hard one, but I'm going to say the naughty list. They've underachieved so far this year. And they really haven't came through in the playoff series at Columbus, naughty list. They're just the worst team in this division, although they do have a lot of young talent there with promise. Next up will be the Devils. This is a very hard one, but because of the year they had last year, I have to put them on the nice list. Yeah, they've underachieved and took a step back this year, but they have the best player in the division in Jack Hughes, and this is a team that I think could turn it around. Islanders, they're playing a little better lately, but to me, they're still on the naughty list because there's just a team that hasn't come through. And I know they made trades to get themselves better, but they really haven't broken through. Rangers, despite being first place, I'm putting them on the naughty list because of how last season ended. And those trades were for Tarasenko and Patrick Kane were awful. And they didn't contribute, and now they're on different teams. And obviously Tarasenko's on a bad team, and so is Kane, ironically enough. But hey, the Rangers are better without those guys, and if this was a October through December exercise, the Rangers would have been on the nice list, but that playoff loss against the Devils happened, so they're on the naughty list. Philly, nice list, because John Tortorella's done a nice job with this team this year. Pittsburgh, naughty list. They, something has to change there. And I don't know if it's the coach or some of the big-time pieces of the core, but it's just stale there. And in Washington, I'm going to put them on the nice list because Spencer Carberry's done a nice job turning this team around. They could be this year's Devils with all the young talent they have coming up, and Alex Ovechkin's still playing like he's in his prime, so they're on the nice list. All right, the Central Division, the Arizona Coyotes. Let's put them on the nice list. I know the arena stuff is crappy, but they have overachieved this year and are in the playoff hunt in the West. Chicago, the naughty list. So much turmoil with that organization. They have 21 points. They have the same number of points as the Sharks. They're every bit as bad as the Sharks. And Connor Bedard just can't do it by himself. Dallas, nice list. They're tied for first in the division, and they have a franchise goalie, and they're a team that can win the cup. The Avalanche, they're also on the nice list because they've overcome the injury of Gabriel Landeskog, and they're reminding people, hey, we're a pretty darn good team, even without Landeskog. Minnesota, naughty list. They fired their coach, and they've underachieved this year. Nashville, we're going to put them on the nice list too, for the same reasons as Arizona. They've overachieved this year. And Juicy Sorrow is a franchise goalie. The St. Louis Blues, the naughty list. They fired their coach too. And they're 4 years removed from the cup that they won. And this group is just very stale. It's like Pittsburgh, kind of. And then Winnipeg, we're going to put them on the nice list. They're on a good run right now. They've had some changes in the offseason, but it's working out. And the new coach has done a great job there. And then the Pacific Division, Anaheim, naughty list. When are they going to break through? Never? I feel like they've been in mediocrity for a while, if not worse. Calgary, the naughty list. They lost the Tkachuk trade. I'll take defeat on that because I thought that Florida gave a lot up for Tkachuk, but obviously they did not. And Calgary underachieved last season, and they're in the mix in the playoffs here in the West, but I don't trust them. Edmonton naughty list. They fired their coach. Granted, they're playing better with Knoblauch behind the bench, but they still have a lot of teams to jump over to make the playoffs. The Kings, the nice list. They got off to a really good start this year, and Todd McClellan's one hell of a coach. The San Jose Sharks, naughty list. They were the worst team in the league coming into the year. Still feel that way about them. But Chicago's played every bit as bad as they have this year, meaning the Sharks. Seattle Kraken, this is a hard one because of the year they had last year breaking through, and then now with expectations and whatnot. So for this one, I'm going to say the naughty list because I expected the Kraken to be a lot better than this. The Vancouver Canucks, the nice list. They're tied for first with Vegas. And the new coach there has done a really nice job with this team. Yeah, Vegas is on the nice list because they won the Stanley Cup. Oh, and the fact that they're tied for first is irrelevant. They won the Cup, finally. This roster put it together when it mattered. They have one really good coach in Bruce Cassidy, and they're rocking and rolling right now. Okay, now we'll talk about the season finale of The Masked Singer very quickly. It was interesting. So, first to perform was Cow. He performed Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. And then Gazelle performed Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. Sea Queen performed Rescue Me by Fantella Bass. And Donut performed You Are So Beautiful by Joe Cocker. Sea Queen, I felt, deserved to be unmasked. I thought she was the clear fourth best out of the four. For the first time in the history of The Masked Singer, the panel all agreed that it was Macy Gray. I thought Macy Gray too, and it was indeed Macy Gray. So Macy Gray comes in fourth place. They announced the final round as Cow against Donut, and Gazelle gets unmasked here. My final guess for Gazelle was Kristen Chenoweth. Robin and Jenny said Ashley Tisdale. Ken said Constance Wu. Nicole said Gina Rodriguez. That was the shot in the dark guess that Nicole usually gets right at the end. But they were all wrong. It was Janelle Parrish. It was an absolute shocker of Pretty Little Liars. That's somebody I wouldn't have guessed. And then the final round was Donut against Cow. Donut performed Dripped Away by Dobie Gray, and Cow performed Take a Bow by Rihanna. It was announced the winner was indeed the Cow. The Cow was the best contestant the whole season from start to finish, and he absolutely deserved the win. But Donut's story was amazing, and he deserved to be the runner-up. My final guess for Donut was John Schneider because it hinted about some of the movies he was in, and even went to Tonight's Clue about how people don't know him for his singing. Robin and Ken said Tom Jones, and Nicole said Engelbert Humperdinck. And who was it? John Schneider. So me and Jenny were correct here. And then the cow is your winner. My final guess was Neo. You heard that sweet voice when he performed Take a Bow. So it just made all the sense in the world. Robin and Nicole went Neo too. Ken said Usher, which wasn't bad. And Jenny said Billy Porter, and it was indeed Neo. So, congrats to the season 10 contestants. They showed up a preview for 11 last night, and it looks pretty good. Okay, now move on to the news and notes. For today, we're going to have to rapid fire this as well. But the big news of last night, Yoshinobu Yamamoto agrees to a 12-year, $325 million deal with the Dodgers. Absolutely crazy. Ohtani definitely recruited him there. So they get him and Glass now. And their rotation is so much better than it was. The Mets actually matched the Dodgers for the offer. But, yeah. So the Mets matched the offer, and then the Yankees were $25 million short. And then last night it was reported that San Fran was out of the mix, and it was either the Dodgers or one of the two New York teams. And the Yankees did make a $300 million offer, which is crazy, but the Dodgers beat them, and the Mets did too. Alex Verdugo is mad about the Yankees trade, which isn't surprising. And Hideki Matsui was a part of the recruitment for Yamamoto. MLB rule changes, we had a couple of them. The pitch clock was down from 20 to 17 among them. Mound visits decreased, which was good. And they're going to keep making these games shorter, and I think it's good for the game. So, the Pistons have lost 25 straight games, and the Jazz went and trolled them on social media last night. Trevor Lawrence likely out against the Bucks. Did not practice last couple of days. That's why the Bucks are favored. But let's see here. So that line would now be projected by 8, which is insane. Keenan Allen's not playing tomorrow against the Bills. We talked about Mason Rudolph already. Cam Hayward cleared the concussion protocol. That's good. Victor Wembanyama and Connor Bedard met. That's pretty cool. Because the Spurs were in Chicago. So I guess Bedard went to the game against the Bulls. Ohtani was at the Rams game, and it was reported that Yamamoto was going too, but it was unlikely that he was there. The M's and the Guardians are talking about a Josh Naylor trade. I feel like that guy's always traded. Florida State's Board of Trustees meeting today to talk about possible conference exit. That's very interesting. How ridiculous is this? Ben Johnson wants a big payday to become an NFL head coach. $15 million a year. That's too much for Dan Campbell's OC, Ben Johnson. And then so Zion's contract is not guaranteed, as there's a clause triggered in his contract that allows the Pelicans to waive him after 24-25. That's crazy. And the Sixers are eyeing guys, Zach LaVine and OG Anunoby for trade deadline targets. I think that the better fit would be Anunoby, and I think Zach LaVine, it could be another Harden situation there. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So there's a couple I have in mind. There's one hockey one I adore and one basketball one I adore. And where I'm going to go for best bet is the... Oh my God, I'm stuck between two. I just cannot see the Mavericks hanging around against the Rockets with all these injuries. And the other one I have in consideration is the over in the Rangers-Oilers game. But what if Igor Shesterkin starts and puts on a show and the Rangers win 4-2? So because of that, I'm going to lay the 8 with the Rockets. I'm going to lay 1/10 of a unit on it. They're just better than the Mavs right now, and Luke is hurt. So I'm going to lay 1/10 of a unit on Rockets -8. The Fab Five, very difficult this week with possible picks. And I really don't know where to go for a lot of these. So first up, I despise this pick with every bit of my bones. But I'm taking the Steelers plus the 2.5 just to have something on a Saturday game. And what if Jake Browning turns back into a pumpkin? So I'm going to take the Steelers plus the 2.5 for pick number 1. Pick number 2 of the Fab Five. I am going to I'm staring at the Bucks because Lawrence is likely out, but we don't know how likely that is. And then I have the big bet on Bulls for Coach of the Year too. So the second pick of Fab Five, I'm going to take the Colts getting the 2.5 because I just think that game is close. I know it's hard to bet on or against Atlanta, but I have to take the Colts plus 2.5. Pick number 3, I want to take the over in the Panthers game, but I feel like they're an auto under. But I'm going to go with the over 40.5 in the Browns-Texans game. I just think that it's going to be a little bit of a higher scoring game than the numbers suggest. And I think the Browns offense can move on the Texans. Pick number 4. I'm going to go over 34.5 in the Patriots-Broncos game. I just think that's a little bit of a higher scoring game than people think. And then the last pick, I'm going to go to Christmas Day. And I'm going to take under 40.5 in Raiders-Chiefs. The Raiders are not scoring 60-something again. I think they have a letdown, and the Chiefs' defense needs a stand here. So I could see this being like 23-10 Chiefs or something like that. So I'm going to go under 40.5 there. And then my underdog outright pick of the week. This is a hard one, considering there's so many injuries and whatnot. But for my underdog, I'm going to go wild here. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to take the Washington Commanders at plus 138 to beat the Jets. Zach Wilson's not healthy, and he stinks. And the Washington found something with Brissett last week, so I'm going to take them on the money line at plus 138 to knock off the Jets. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back on Tuesday, recapping everything from the weekend and looking ahead to everything on Tuesday. Obviously, no show for Christmas, but we'll be back on Tuesday. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody. Happy holidays.